everybody, it's Caroline here and welcome to lesson 1 for mindful memory keeping, and our theme for this class is abundance. But before we dive into the creative play and breaking down that theme of abundance, I just wanted to give you a little look at some of the projects that I have worked on in the past that are in some of my story albums, where I have practiced mindfulness. So simple projects where they're not a birthday, they aren't a holiday, there's not any big event, but I have really practiced mindfulness in my life. And I've brought that mindfulness into my memory keeping practice so that my scrapbooks are filled with snippets, tiny details, tiny snippets of my life, of our life as a family, and really practicing gratitude for those little blessings in my life. So this is a 6x8 album. I often work outside of the page protector at different sizes in this album. I also work at a 12x12 canvas where I put my pages in page protectors, and you'll see some of those pages a little bit later on. And I am experimenting with traveller's notebooks, so you will see some traveller's notebooks in some of the further the lessons to come. But for now, just a little flip through, just talking through not the process of how I put the pages together, but why I have told those stories, why I've captured those stories. So the first one is here. It's just a large format photograph, not the best photo. That's one of the things I will say with my mindfulness practice. When I'm doing my mindful memory keeping, I'll often include photos that aren't perfect. I'm not there for the perfect shot, I am there for the perfect memory, and that's what these are. So on this occasion, my daughter had been out into the garden and she just picked me some flowers from our garden and left me a little note, really lovely little note, just saying, with love from me to you, Elora and Nana, for how hard you work. And I was actually going through a really difficult time at work at this moment. I didn't know she was going to do this, and so I took the photo of the note exactly where she put the note, and the photos exactly where she put them. So that's why it's not the I could have arranged the photos against the flowers against a nice white background and set it up for a really nice shot, but I wanted to capture that moment when I walked into our living room and I saw them there and I read that note, and how I felt, because I felt so good. So I have paired that with a very simple page on the left hand side. This is sized at 8.25 by 5 inches wide, and I used some Ali Edwards, Ali Edwards kit for this. I can't remember which one. I think it was probably the right story kit, looking at the pencils, and I've actually tucked my journaling into here, look, and I even included the note. So that is me being very mindful in my scrapbooking. So I've tucked it away, I've hidden it away, I've typed up my journaling at quite a small font size to get in lots of thoughts and feelings, tuck them away because they're a little bit private, pop them into the story album, and a really beautiful memory to have in this book. So turning on, I've got this other one here. So again, full page photo, again, not the best photo. I could have definitely got a better photo of this, but this was presence. This was my daughter and I having a quite a rare moment in her room. I'd been invited in, which, if anyone's got a teenager, you know that if you're invited into their room, that is a real gift, and it's definitely something to remember and to celebrate. So she'd invited me in to do our nails together. So here I am, I was doing my nails, she was doing hers, I had my phone, I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab a natural photo, not going to get a pose or anything like that, just want to capture exactly this moment, and that's what I've done. So I've lightened the photo up a little bit because it was dark in her room, but I love that I've captured this, that I'm in there, that I've got her, that she's not looking at the camera, that we're really present with each other. And that was the only photo I had of that interaction, because I wanted to be present with her. I didn't want to take the focus off the activity and put it on the photo. So that's the photo there. And again, what I've done here is hidden journaling. So tucked in between all of these layers, I've got a little bit of journaling here so that people can see that when they skip through the album. But my present, my more mindful journaling is tucked behind, so it's there for me, it's there for her when she is a little bit older and she wants to read it. And again, simple page. I've paired a large format photo with hidden journaling, pretty papers, embellishments. This is actually from a printable collection, so a digital kit from Tracy Reed Designs. And it just looks, it's lovely. It's lovely. It's lovely to have it in here in the album. You're going to see a theme. You'll see a theme. So large format photo, lots of journaling. So I've typed it up and stuck it on here with some matte sticker paper. And I've just paired that with another photo here, a little embellishment to draw attention to what I'm trying to tell my story about, and a journal card. Didn't take very long at all to get this page put together, but the mindful moment here was that Alora had just finished her GCSE revision. She had finished all of the exams, and I was walking around the house and I spotted this mess of papers shoved down her shelf. And I wanted to capture it because I know, and she knows, that what these were all of her mind maps, hours and hours and hours of mind maps that she wrote as part of her revision practice, and that those were going to go. Those have been such a focal part of our life at that time, but they weren't going to be there much longer. So again, I didn't want to pull them out. I didn't want to make a big thing about it. It's not the perfect photo, but it is great to have that memory. And I probably, without this story in this album, I think I would forget just how important mind maps were for Laura, and I certainly know that she would forget. So it would be great for her in years to come to be able to look back and remember and have this gift of presence and memory captured in this story album. Okay, so I'm moving over into a 12 by 12 album now, just so you can get an idea of different sizes and different formats. I'm not going to spend too long flipping through projects that I've already created, because I am going to be creating projects along with you, but I did want to just show you a little bit in this album. This is my 2021-22 album, just see the difference. So for example, this page here is a lovely page. Really pleased that it's in here. It's a photo of a birthday cake for my daughter's 15th birthday, and she opted for a cinnamon bun cake. She just wanted cinnamon buns, so I kind of smushed them all together, made them into a cake for her, and it's just my way of capturing this memory. However, this page here, if I flip the page, is what I would class as a more mindful memory keeping page. So small story, little photo, just capturing the day that my husband brought me a cup of coffee. So my office, my home office, was actually at this point was at the bottom of the garden, in a lovely summer house, but far away from the coffee, because I didn't have any kettle or fridge down there or anything. So this one day, I was tired and drained and having quite a challenging day, and then all of a sudden at the window he appeared with this tray and my mug and some coffee and everything that I needed, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful, and I snapped a photo of that moment and felt the gratitude and moved on with my day. Now, my mindful memory keeping involves a particular way of going through my photos at the end of the week or the end of the month and keeping them saved on my phone so that I know I want to print them, I know I want to tell those stories. And when I go through that process, I make sure that I include things like this, these more mindful moments where it's not a huge story, it's not the best photo, but for me, it's best story, of this time. To have him just come along with that was wonderful, and it gave me the opportunity to use products in my stash that I probably wouldn't have done. There's the coffee pot and a cup, and here, look, finding comfort in a cup. It's great that you have those synchronistic moments where you've suddenly got a story to tell about some coffee. So just a little difference between the capturing and celebrating a moment, which is still mindfully done. As a mindfulness practitioner, I'm always seeking to be present in all areas of my life, but it's a practice. It's not perfection. It's something that I'm working on all of the time. And I miss lots of beautiful moments where I could put them into my albums. but I'm so grateful for the ones that I don't, for the ones that I capture in story, in words, on my pages. And then the last one that I wanted to share with you before we move on with the lessons and to start creating together is this one here. So this one was actually, it's A4 size, so 8.5 by 11, but the UK version of that. And it was created, everything about it was mindfully done. So with this one, I even took the photo with the intention, knowing that I wanted to make this page. So the page was created around the theme of gratitude. So I knew that I was going to create something with the theme of gratitude. And so I sat for a while, I did a bit of writing in my journal to check in with myself. How was I feeling at that time about gratitude? What was I grateful for? So I made a long list of things that I was grateful for. And as I was going through lots of challenges at the time, one of the things top of my list was breath. I was grateful for being able to take a nice deep breath, to be able to clear out all of the challenge, all of the anxiety that I was feeling, and to just feel good. So that's what I chose to tell my story about. Again, with this one, you wouldn't know it, but there's actually lots and lots of journaling here. It's just all tucked down, hidden behind the photo. It sits in my album inside this page protector, so nobody would know. People don't tend to go diving inside your page protectors, do they, when you've got your project in a page protector? I know it's there. If I wanted to share it with somebody, I could take out that hidden journaling and share it with them. If not, it's captured for me, but the whole thing was done with a very present mindset to tell that story, so to check in from the very start. This is my theme, gratitude. What am I grateful for? My breath. How can I capture that? I could take a photo of myself in my challenging place, but engaging in that breath. And that is the process that I followed for this particular project. So I hope that's been helpful to see a few projects already in my albums, things I've already created and at different styles. So this is my first class for Big Picture classes. I'm really, really excited to get going. I've got lots and lots of tips and things that we could share. And I'm really excited for the projects that I'm going to be putting together with you. So what I will do now is end this video, and I hope you enjoy this class, and we'll move on to the next lesson.